Zoe, we have to talk about growing different brassicas, especially collard plants, because if you take care of them, those plants will last for 5 years, and you'll be able to make your own fertilizer, your own soil, and it will just keep on growing. And you can have large, big plants anywhere in a container or in the ground. Let's get right into how to do this so everyone can do it too. I told her we're going to do a video, and she came running out. Look, what are we doing? Hi everybody, it is Robbie from Southern California. I'm going to do a short video because this needs to be talked about. Now, I have been working on my deck. It's been fantastic. We had so much rain that the plants are doing real good, but I want right now to emphasize, we're talking about container gardening. We're talking about making our own soil. This is what I am talking about all the time and emphasizing that we can make our own soil out of all the stuff that we're growing. Can we make it all? Maybe not all of it. Sorry for the haze. We kind of got a haze going on. See across the hill? So it's kind of doing the same thing to my camera. But I figured if I keep making these videos, be it long or short, I can pound it in your head that you don't need to buy a ton of stuff. You just need to clean up. And I'm working on it. But I'm actually working on plants. So today we're going to talk about something that's really important. We'll talk about kitty litter another time. We'll even talk about making our own soil another time. And I am making my own soil. And we'll talk about buying and what soils are good. And oh my goodness, what is in some of the soils is frightening. I know somebody that went and got some and they threw it all away when they found out the word meant something that they didn't know it meant. Today, a lot of you have been asking me about tree collards. Where do we get it? Oh my goodness. You eat it, you love it, you compost it. Here's a small tree collard. Now, tree collards don't do the greatest in a small container. And it is in a small container growing with these zinnias right now that have been going all winter so far. And because it's small, see, it's kind of got a small top. Because in the garden, you know, these things can get 15 feet tall with the leaves like elephant ears. But here's the thing. You know I compost this, but I do compost something else that is just as good, that every single one of you can grow. There's no excuse. Here's another tree collard. Actually, I think this one might be a purple tree collard. Let's grab a couple of these leaves. But again, it's really suffering in the pot. This died back. This looks like an old, oh, this is a marigold. And this is a rosemary, but I rooted that here, and see? It really set root in there, and that's okay. When I'm ready, I will pull it out and put it in a bigger pot. In fact, a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine was sick, and she was running around looking for rosemary to make rosemary tea. She came down with the flu, and I grabbed one of these pots, gave it to her, and told her, plant it on your beautiful hillside that they've got over there. Isn't that gorgeous? That's all she needs to do is just plant it, and she'll have all the rosemary she wants now, and that's what she's going to do. So let's go back over here. So now you know that tree collard in a small pot does get compact and not that happy. And yes, you can do it on a patio, but what you would have to do is, let's say every 6 months, dig in there, take out some of the soil, and put in extra soil around it, whether you made the soil yourself or you bought the soil. But let me show you this. And let me take this right now before I forget and drop it in this bucket. Okay. Here's 2 plants right here. Gee, they look like tree collard. They're not. This is plain old collard. I believe it's the Georgia collard. There's one there and one there. Now, this is growing in a tote, and it's got way too much in here. I've got all these marigolds coming up. I've got lettuce coming up. I've got oh my goodness, I think it's called pot marigolds going there. And then I've got back here zinnias in there, and then I even have sow thistle coming up. That's all through here. I'm leaving this because all kinds of birds feed on this. So I leave it for the birds. In the flower stage, the bees come in, and then the hummingbirds will also feed on the flower stage. And then it goes into a seed phase, and a lot of the birds eat that. They'll get these little bugs we can't see, and then you'll have bush tits and different birds come in and eat it. And then when it gets fuzzy, this fuzzy is still kind of wet. See the seeds? Let me back up a little bit. The hummingbirds use that to build a nest, but I don't have any fuzzballs right now. I think the rain knocked them all down. So what you can do with this is the same thing. You don't like collard, let's say. Oh, I don't like collard, I don't want to eat it. Don't eat it. Grow it to compost it. Take the bottom leaves from the bottom. I actually ate this the other day. I put it in some eggs. It's wonderful. Look at that. Now we go over here, and you're going to throw these in a bucket of water. That is it. Now they've been sitting for a few days. If you see any mosquito larvae, if you're in an area that gets mosquitoes, no big deal. You're going to go ahead and water your plants with it pretty much all at one time. This has created so much stuff. Look at that. Oh, going back to the mosquito larvae. Some of you worry about that. If there is any, not yet. It just adds to your plant food. Let me show you what I've been doing. We'll skip the tomatoes right now. Let's walk over here. This plant was short and small about a month ago. Straight. Now, some of you have asked me, do you have to dilute it? Totally up to you. If you want to dilute it, dilute it. It's nature's fertilizer. Unlike you buying fertilizers that are made from chemicals, different ways, yes, you have to dilute those. You'll burn your plants. But you're not going to burn the plants this way because it's nature's fertilizer. Look at this. I'm growing peppers. I already picked a whole bunch. There's another pepper. This is in the winter. Sorry. Oh, there it is. And look at the flowers all through there. And why is it growing like that? Because of that. Because I am making my own nature's fertilizer. Look at that. Now, if it looked really dark and you loaded the bucket full of leaves, of course you can dilute it. You can mix half water, or let's say you wanted to water a whole bunch of plants. Because I go through and I'm watering my lettuce now. But let's say you don't have enough. All right, so then what you do is you dilute it. Put it in a watering can and go ahead and dilute it. I don't dilute it, but sometimes I do if I have a little bit and I don't have enough. Look, I've got curly lettuce growing there. Uh-oh, what do I have back here? I don't even know what I've got back here. Hold on. Oh, no, really? Oh, gosh, look, she's looking. She's down there. Peppers. Ay, ay, ay. No, I didn't label it. Look what I did. Oh, no. This is not what I wanted to talk about. I left the pepper in there. Now, why did I leave the pepper in there? So I remember it was a yellow pepper. Oh, the seeds are still falling out. Speaking of bush tits, they're coming in to eat right now. Let me zoom in real quick. See if we can zoom in and see them. Those are bush tits. Those are bush tits, and they're probably waiting for me to leave because this is where they come. They come to look around for the smallest insects. They look through the plants to see if there's anything. I'm going to back out a little bit more. Anything for them to eat, and they come visit my deck. You don't need a big area to do anything, but you do need to feed your plants a little bit, and I would make my own compost tea. Now, does it have to be collard? No, but I will tell you that collard makes a really good plant food. It breaks down quickly, and if it starts to stink, your plants even love it more. But of course, look at this. Here's garlic chives. I can throw all that in there. Now, preferably, you really want something that's not completely brown. So you want something that's got a little color to it. Yellow, green. That makes the best plant food. Brown is kind of like already fizzled out, and you won't get the microbes that get into the water to decay it down and break it down. So you'll get some nutrients, but I have found you get much better results if you take either something green or something that's just starting to turn yellow. I don't have anything here. Like I showed you before, these are too beautiful to pick and compost right now. So I'll probably eat that. Look at this. These were turning white, so I gave them a little compost tea, but they didn't really need it. Now they're turning green again. This is in a pot. You know how I layer. You want to see what's under here? Oh my gosh. That's why they really didn't need the compost tea. This is where I compost when I don't want to go into the garden. I just throw it under there, some scraps, and then put a pot on top. I did give it a little compost tea, and it helped, even though it shouldn't have. Shouldn't have needed it, because I've got my own compost tea here. Look at this. Cool. Took a bucket. It's like a 3-gallon bucket. This is a food tray. Made a bunch of holes. See the holes? Now, water comes out of here, drips in there, goes in there, and I haven't had any mosquitoes find their way in there. It works really good. And that is just a short, regular tote. See, and I made holes here because I used to put a lid on it, but now I've left it open. When you put a lid on it and you're composting, you want to have some air in there, because your microbes, like everything on Earth pretty much, needs some sort of oxygen. So we don't want to make it too tight, and so we give it air. Now that's kind of overkill on the holes, but I did it anyways that way. Here I'm setting up flowers. Is this not cool? But I wanted to emphasize that, be it small or big, try and think about making your own compost tea. And compost tea is just as good as any fertilizer you're going to buy. Now, if you only want to buy, and you've got the money, it's not bothering you, and you want to spend $75 on some of these compost teas, go for it. Nobody's going to tell you not to do something. I'm not going to tell you that. If it makes you feel better. But this is natural. This is nature. I'm not putting anything in there other than water. In fact, I had emptied that before the rain, and it got full of water, so it's got rainwater. Do you have to use rainwater? No. But see, now I can just take a watering can. There's probably water in here. And if I wanted to, I can always add water to it to keep it going. Just fill up my watering can. Now, these plants are going to be so happy. And it's not too strong. This is mushroom plant in here. I've got lettuce. There is a sweet potato plant in here. This is garlic chives. This is celery. This has got to go. It is a fig tree, but there's a lettuce in there. There's Malabar spinach. I have no idea what's eating this, because I've never seen something eat geranium. I have seen bugs get into plants and eat them like this when they can't find the proper plant. I've seen caterpillars do that. But something's nibbling on this. I'm going to think maybe a roly-poly. I don't know. I haven't been able to find anything. Oh, there's a little spider plant up there. Give it a little bit. Succulents. Go through and do it the way you want. You want to add water? Add water. Look at the lettuce back there. They were so tiny, and I finally separated them out. There's a little tiny geranium in there. More lettuce in the back. More geraniums. But that's what I'm doing here. So again, let's emphasize, can you make your own plant food? Absolutely. Do you want to make your own plant food? That's up to you. If you don't want to make it, don't make it. Do you want to spend the money and you want to give your plants food that you buy? Do it. You know what? All I want you to do is grow something. It is so important for us to get real food. Because I'll tell you something, and I don't mind talking about it because I don't want anything getting out there that shouldn't be out there. Almost all our food these days are treated in one way or another. If it's considered cleaning, they don't have to tell you what they've done. Whether they have put a growth inhibitor on it, whether they have irradiated it, whether they have coated it with something, whether they put it through any process. And keep something in mind. If we're buying food, greens, like some of these greens now, they can last, some people told me, like a month in their house untouched. That means, how are you going to digest it if the proper enzymes are not there anymore and what you need for that plant? So you're eating something that is possibly just going straight through you. Let's add in a little something, be it a little bit of lemon balm. You could just do that as a tea. Grow some celery. Look, a little celery coming up on the side, your own peppers. You can chop this up, wash it, shred it up, put it in scrambled eggs. This is fantastic. This you can use in your eggs, in your soups, in your stews. This is plain old collard, not tree collard. And I grew this from seed, a seed pack I bought at the store. And you can get it anywhere. You can get seed packs for like Walmart or Dollar Tree for like 50 cents. Or get a better one if you want. It doesn't matter. Once it grows, it's the best. You know what's the best plant in the world? The best plant when it comes to collard? What's growing? It doesn't matter what the seed costs. Once it's growing, that is the best plant. The seed pack is nothing until you grow it, and it's so easy to grow. So I hope I'm giving you, look at this, celery. I did move this in here a couple weeks ago. It was a little tiny thing because celery gets a massive root system. Oh, here's another tree collard. And I wanted to make sure it gets good size here. Look at that. Here's another tree collard. This is a tree collard. See how they grow smaller in a pot? It's got a nasturtium growing with it right now. Is that not beautiful? And then I've got mint in here. I've got to move it. Oh no, that's a nasturtium. The mint is here. But look how small it grows there. It's still good. As soon as I see a leaf I'm not sure about, like, oh, am I going to eat this little leaf? No. Rip it off and go start another one. Keep starting these. This costs you nothing. Put a few leaves in a bucket and let them do their thing, and you will be exploding with plants. I mean, these plants were small. You saw me cleaning up the deck, and now they're just growing like mad, and it's not costing me anything. And the other thing I talk about, if you're taking plants that are, let's say, I don't have any here that are not growing, but let's say I was going to empty this. Oh, but you grew in here already, and the plants took the nutrients. And you dump it in a container, use that compost tea to wet your soil. Not maybe while you're working with it, but let it soak in, because what you've done is rejuvenated the soil back to life. So with that, I took my short video and already made it over 15 minutes like usual. Hope you got some information out of it. I'm trying, but Zoe was excited because I said we were going to come outside and we were going to do a video, and now she's like, I am bored. That's a leaf. Do not eat stuff you don't know what it is. Oh my goodness, you are such a sweetheart. So with that, I hope I've given you information. Tell me if these videos help you, give you an idea of what you can do for your garden, and if they spark ideas for you. And with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to eat what you grow, and I've got to go do the hummingbirds that are over there and do that, because they are going through their food so fast, because every day we're getting more and more birds here. And just think, we're here in Southern California. A lot of them come here and stay, not counting the ones that were already here. Then all those little girls go and have babies, like 2, 4, 6. So this is why the numbers have built. They love that citrus tree. Oh, well, back to work I go. Zoe says it's time to give them more food. And hopefully soon you'll see my deck cleaned up. But I am working on flowers right now. And boy, do I have ideas for flowers, food, hummingbirds, and everything all mingled together to work for us and to work for nature. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.